So on Saturday night in Riyadh, we've got the return of Saul Canelo Alvarez taking on the undefeated Cuban William Scull. It's not a fight too many people were interested in. Nobody was really giving William Scull a chance until Nigel Benn came out with this.
It was this guy called William Scull, right, and kind of been
fighting Canelo.
Right, hold on a minute, and I'm telling you, God is my witness, everything I'm telling you the truth. And he was sparring, did like round 4 or 5. He said, oh no, I need a minute. Conor only does 40 seconds, right? Then afterwards, about round 4 and 5, you can ask everybody else, he was sitting down on the ring cushion, on the ring rope, because he was like kind of tired. Come to round 5, 6 and 7, he started feeling the pace. God is my witness, I'm not telling you a lie. Then in round 8, Conor put it on him. What did he do? Stop sparring. Stop. William Scull.
Nice one, Nige. I'm really looking forward to this fight now. Jesus Christ. I honestly give Amir Khan a better chance of beating Canelo than William Scull. But anyway, it's happening. I guess it is just a warm-up for Crawford in September for Canelo. On paper, it is actually a unification. Scull is the IBF champion, but Canelo never lost that belt in the ring, so it is what it is. So Canelo is 62, 2-2 with 39 wins coming by knockout. We all know the story with Canelo by now. 4-weight world champion, absolute beast in the ring, never been dropped, which is unbelievable when you think that this is his 67th fight on Saturday. He's got one of the best chins in history. And his only 2 losses on paper at Floyd Mayweather, which was very early on in his career. He was weight trained for that fight. That was at 152 pounds at a catch weight. And against Bivol boxed unbelievably well that night. Canelo was never a light heavyweight either. But for me, Golovkin definitely beat Canelo in their first fight. I actually thought Golovkin won their second fight as well. I can make a case for the draw in the second fight, but I thought Canelo definitely got lucky in both of those. But that's not his fault. He did beat Golovkin comfortably in their third fight. And I also thought Lara was really hard done by against Canelo. I thought he got robbed on the cards. Basically, Canelo should have about another 10 losses if his fights were judged fairly. But even with the gift decisions that Canelo has had, I mean, his resume speaks for itself. Even his run at super middleweight, taking Callum Smith, so defeating him, winning the WBA super title and the ring belt that night, and also the vacant WBC. He obviously had a standard defence against Avni Yildirim. Less said about that one, the better. But then fighting Billy Joe Saunders, stopping him inside 8 rounds. That was Billy Joe Saunders' only loss and still is to this day. And then he stopped Caleb Plant in 11 rounds, which was a fantastic victory. And that was actually his last stoppage win as well, which is mental when you think of how many fights Canelo's had since then. And since dropping back down to super middleweight after losing to Bivol, he beat Golovkin in a comfortable victory. I mean, Golovkin looked like a shell of his former self. He was never a super middleweight either, Triple G. Canelo then beat Ryder on points, dropping him in round 5, but couldn't get rid of him. Same story with Charlo, dropped him in round 7, couldn't get rid of him. Same with Munguia, dropped him in round 4, went the full 12. And the same against Berlanga, dropped him in round 3 and went to a decision again. So there's obviously a pattern here. I mean, he is 34 now, Canelo, so naturally he's slowed down. He's far from a shot fighter. But these guys that he's gone the distance with, he would have 100% stopped a few years ago. And now it seems like he can hurt them still, but he doesn't have enough to get them out of there. And his punch output has naturally slowed down, which is understandable. But unfortunately, it has become a bit like the same old fucking story with Saul Canelo Alvarez. You're just watching 36 minutes of him absolutely dominate someone who isn't really there to win. And this is the problem when you put fighters in there with fighters who they are way better than. I mean, Berlanga showed a bit of ambition here and there, but not a lot. Munguia the same. Jamel Charlo was a disgrace. You honestly would have thought Charlo was training to beat Mo Farah in a race. The amount of running he did in that fight, it was disgusting. He showed no ambition. All of the talk that he was daring to be great and he was going to do it, and Canelo was there for the taking and this was his time. And he literally barely threw a punch. It was such a bad watch. And since then, Charlo's not actually fought. So I think we all know what happened there. He got paid and that was him done. So let's hope William Scull doesn't do the same, and let's hope he at least has a go. But you've got to say that it would be one of the biggest upsets in boxing history if Scull were to pull it off. I mean, good luck to him. It would be amazing if he could do it, but I think Canelo is literally better in every department by a mile. I mean, Canelo is one of the best fighters we've seen this century. Unbelievable head movement, great defense. fantastic ring IQ. He's got every shot in the book. Brilliant hand speed, brilliant foot speed. But I suppose for Scully Boy, he's got nothing to lose and everything to gain. He's getting paid an absolute fortune this weekend, and fair play to him. I just can't see a way that he wins this fight. But nonetheless, he is the IBF champion. He picked up that belt against Vladimir Shishkin in Germany, winning a unanimous decision. But I mean, even that was a close fight. A lot of people actually thought Shishkin done enough to win. So, I mean, he's up against it, Scully Boy, and getting stopped in sparring against Conor Benn doesn't bode well for him either. And obviously, Scully Boy is denied quitting and sparring against Ben. But to be honest, sparring, even if Skull had apparently knocked out Usyk in sparring, I still wouldn't give him any more of a chance against Canelo because it doesn't mean anything. The problem is, I don't think anybody believed he was going to win before. And now that's just added to the fact that he's got even less of a chance. Not that anyone gave him any hope anyway. And he is a decent fighter. He's not bad. He doesn't do anything spectacular, but does everything okay. But he's not a big puncher. He's not going to outbox Canelo. He is quite upright as well. He leaves his chin in the air. And I just think he's going to be there for the taking. I mean, it's not quite as bad as Rocky Fielding, but it's not a million miles off. And for me, Saul Canelo Alvarez will stop William Scull. I think he will do it in the second half of the fight because I could definitely see Scull going into his shell early on after feeling Canelo's power. But I think inevitably Canelo will get the stoppage win here, surely. If he doesn't, I think it's a massive negative for Canelo because I just think even though he is older now, he is levels above William Scull. He can't go the distance again. And I think in front of Turkey as well, if you really want to sell this Crawford fight, I think Canelo does need a big performance here. So yeah, Canelo, big knockout, and then on to Crawford in September. Sexy little undercard as well. Badu Jack against Noel McCallion at cruiserweight. This is actually for the WBC belt. Badu Jack still somehow the champion, not fought for 2 years since stopping Ilunga Makabu in 12 rounds. And McCallion hasn't fought for 2 years either. His last fight was also Ilunga Makabu. He stopped him in 3 rounds. So both coming off wins, but there's going to be a lot of ring rust there. Difficult to know what to expect. I edge towards Badu Jack on points, but fuck knows. And then Martin Bakole against F.A. Jagba. Really good fight at heavyweight. Obviously, Bakole last time out had an absolute mare, taking the Joseph Parker fight late. We all know what happened, getting iced in 2 rounds. Jagba, to be fair, is coming off a good win against Guido Vianello, winning a split decision that night. It was a really good fight, to be fair, back and forth. I do think Jagba is up against it, but he's a decent fighter. Only lost the once to Frank Sanchez. But Bakole's had a full training camp for this, and I do expect him to stop Jagba in similar fashion to the way he stopped Jared Anderson. But it should be a fun fight while it lasts, and I'd definitely give Jagba a puncher's chance in this. And then in the co-main, we've got Jaime Munguia rematching Bruno Saras after Saras stopped Munguia in the upset of the year last year. It was an unbelievable performance from Saras. Nobody expected it. Munguia dropped Saras in round 2 and it looked like everything was going to plan. And then Munguia got caught in round 6. Saras, not known as a puncher either, going into that fight, he'd only had 4 stoppage wins. So it was a mental fight, and fair play to Saras. He's got the rematch. He's got an even bigger payday now, and he deserves every penny he's going to get. But unfortunately for old Bruno, I do expect Munguia to come through this time. I think he definitely underestimated Saras, understandably, because we all did. I know you shouldn't do that as a fighter, but they are only human like we are. So I think this time Munguia will come through and he'll win in the second half of the fight, probably a late stoppage. But if Bruno wins again, good luck to him. I will be over the moon for him. So yeah, hopefully a decent night of boxing, guys. This is actually Canelo's first fight outside of America and Mexico, which is a bit mental. I definitely think it's fair to say the undercard is more competitive than the main event. But hopefully Canelo looks good, gets the win in style, and we move on to bigger and better things. Let me know your thoughts as always, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Enjoy all the boxing at the weekend, and I will see you all on the next one.